talk about a year ahead reading. So I had a couple people request now for me to just kind of go through a year ahead reading, what I do, and how that all goes over. So how I do my year ahead reading is I got it from the Wild Unknown Tarot Guidebook. I've gotten year ahead readings from other people before, which are way more expansive and crazy and whatever, and I was like, I don't know. I need simple. I can't do like 20 cards per month and like pull the whole dang deck. I can't, I know. So this one is a very interesting reading that I like because I've adapted a little bit to what I want to do with my stuff, but overall it's pretty much just directly from this book. It is a 13 card spread. Now how this one does it is it goes clockwise. First month goes one, it's a card for every single month all the way around, and then a theme card for the year in the middle. I do my year ahead reading always on Samhain, but you can of course do it in January if y'all are feeling up to it. And I always do it where like the top card is not the first one. I always have that one be the 12th. Like instead of it being starting 1, I always have it where 1 starts here, just because it's like a clock that way and it makes me happy. I don't know why I do that, but that's what I do. And so basically every single card, I don't pull reversals because I always feel like I take in both the positives and the negative possibilities of the card. So if you want to do reversals with this. And I just basically go around and I start with pulling, you know, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, all the way around. I pull my theme card of the year next. And then I sit there and I look at the entirety of the spread. I think about what things that I know personally are coming up, see if any of that even kind of makes sense. Like when I did my last year's year ahead spread, I knew I was moving sometime early within this year. So seeing some trouble stuff come up around those months was interesting, but I kind of knew at the same time it's like it's gonna be a highly stressful time. Of course, maybe some troubles are gonna come up. And I just kind of interpret kind of based on all of that and my future plans a little bit here or there. I then will take my planner for the year, and at the top of the start of every month I will write the card for that month. Looking into the future type of readings, in my mind with tarot, these type of readings are always a reading that is about a possibility, meaning if you see a card that is concerning you, like freaking death pops up. One, that could be a death of multiple different things in your life. Like if death pops up in say March, could it be the death of a relationship, a breakup? Could it be the death of, you know, a certain failure of yours, or of, you know, it could be a death of someone you care about, could be your death, but it could be a lot of other things too. Like, you know, how death applies can be in multiple ways, if that makes sense, right? And also, even if I'm like, no, there's no good way to interpret this card, this is gonna end badly. Like, even if there's no good way to interpret something that is popping up within here, I still like to think of, okay, that is what the trajectory I am currently on. What are the things leading up to that I currently know of that would end in result, and what can I do to change it? Because again, it is just a reading of the current energetic path you are on. You can change it. You can shift your stuff around. I do not believe in a hard stone fate type of deal. So if you do this and it's nothing but very scary things that come up, maybe just reevaluate your life a little bit and go, okay, what are the things that I can control? What can I move, change, or do differently so that maybe it doesn't take such a dire thing? Now, I always seem to have a couple of cards that pull up and worry me. I will put right here is my year ahead reading for this upcoming year, so 2020. And I do mine, again, like I said, from October, so it goes from November all the way to the following October. So there are definitely some troubling cards in this and things that pop up that make me very nervous. And so when I see that, I'm like, no, there's no good way to twist this. This just makes me nervous and I really don't know how to circumvent this or make a change. I will then draw a clarification card, and those are the cards that you see on this that are horizontal on top of it. And before I pull the card, I would say, in relation to this, what can I do to avoid the negative aspects of this card, or to best handle any negative aspects of this card? What is the best way for me to go about this month and this month's energies? And then I pull for the months, right, one right after each other, if there's any trouble cards on top of that. And then I like to journal a little bit of what that all comes together. And normally that single clarification card will open up a lot for me. A lot of times I've noticed that I tend to get one of the court cards for that when I do that, and it kind of reminds me of what type of energy I should bring in to best handle the situation. The month of December, I got the Four of Swords, which troubling, what the heck. And then when I pulled my clarification card, I got the Four of Cups. So for me, what that tells me is that hey, the Four of Swords is coming in December, this month that you are watching this video now. I am filming this at the end of November, so maybe I'll let y'all know how that turns out. Me being worried about the Four of Swords in December and the Four of Cups means that there is maybe opening up my eyes to an unknown option. Being more aware, if you saw that video, of another possibility that is out there that could be an option for me that could entirely circumvent that negative thing from happening, which is very interesting to me, because then the following month after that is the Nine of Pentacles, which is a very abundancy card. Like, that's like she's sitting there frolicking with all her bounty right there. Like, that, it seems very overall fulfilling, right? The other trouble card I had the Three of Swords in August of this year, which is very interesting to me. No matter what, that one was always going to make me a little bit nervous, and the card that I pulled on top of it for it is Justice as my clarification card for that. So the idea of heartbreak, of betrayal, of oh shit, something bad's gonna go down is interesting. And the fact of Justice being the card pulled as the clarification is, you know, I'm immediately worried of, hey, possible relationships could be in the future, and me being betrayed in that sense is quite terrifying. And Justice has always been a bit of a card that I've also had quite a bit of, I wouldn't say negative feelings, but interesting feelings about, right? Like, Judgment, for some reason, has always been like, okay, no, you've got to make the call. You've got to make, or, you know, sit down and just take what's been handed down to you. Like, you just got to take the cards you've been dealt, or deal your cards and move forward with it. But Justice always seems like a much more complex card to me as the clarification. And the whole concept of justice, I think, is because a lot of times justice comes down to choices, right? It comes down to what is being handed down to you, or the choices you make. I always think not necessarily of just justice coming through and maybe hitting me, or maybe justice coming through and handling the heartbreak, but also thinking of what is justice to me? What is the resolution to a betrayal to me? Do I stand by seeking justice? And what is the overall resolution out of those choices? Do I cause more heartbreak and harm than I need to? You know, that's a very interesting one for me, and I'm kind of excited, if that's a weird word, eager to see what comes about with that. Because as of right now, there are a lot of things that could evolve into something there. Or it could be maybe I'm the one betraying and heartbreaking somebody. Maybe I make a choice and then they have to claim justice on me, you know? Like, maybe it's a totally flip and I have no idea what's going on with that, right? There's a lot of things like that which it intrigues me, and I don't necessarily want to circumvent that. I just kind of want to see what plays out. I don't know, I'm feeling very Loki-esque with that. I'm just like, ooh, this is interesting, let's play the game. Whereas with the Four of Swords, the idea of, you know, kind of being threatened, under attack, this idea of like needing to stay still for a second, works, you know, because of the unknown option. Like, hey, take a minute, consider all of your options. Is there something missing? Open up your mind to more possibilities. I can definitely do that. And so that's basically how I do a year ahead reading. This is a bit babbly and a little bit explanatory, but hopefully that is helpful to you guys. Comment down below if you guys like to do year ahead readings for yourselves. Again, I got this from the Wild Unknown Tarot guidebook, so it is a spread from that, not something of my own creation. I just adapted it a little bit here or there to suit my needs a bit better. Anyway, I make new videos every single week. Comment down below anything that this video I guess brought up for y'all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.